A tricky thing in MFL and as an MFL manager is remaining focused and sticking with the plan. Because with MFL, you have a game every day. And it takes a lot of discipline, it takes a lot of focus, it takes a lot of drive to make sure every day your team is ready, every day your team is rotated, rested. And when you get to this point of the season where we are, we've got 6 games left. A lot of managers I see out there lose a little bit of focus. A lot of teams in our league maybe might lose a bit of focus. We've seen it across other leagues. And especially when you're out of the cup, a bit like we are, out of the cup, nothing to play for in the league. What's the focus? What's the drive? And I think that's what separates a lot of MFL managers, and something that we're proud to do as a club is, even when we're in a position like we are now, out of the cup, 6 games to go, not going to get promoted. However, we're focused, we're driven, we want to win all of these 6 games. We know that's going to be hard, almost impossible. However, we're focused, every team is set every day, and I think that's a tricky thing in MFL, remaining focused and motivated when things like silverware have gone. So that's where we are. We've got a lot to play for in terms of pride. We've got a lot to play for in terms of player progression. And also a lot of our players, they're playing for next season now. The players that perform well now, the players that progress well now, they've got the best chance of being in our team next season. So we've got next season to look ahead of with these last 6 games. But we're taking it one game at a time. Today we've got Football FC, and we've got to give them the best. We've got to give the best account of ourselves, and hopefully we can pick up as many wins as we can from these last 6 games.
The match against Football FC starts disastrously for goalkeeper Abrahamson, who makes a mistake to give away the opener. Just before half-time though, the team equalised thanks to the captain Kozia. In the second half, the team look a lot better and take the lead on 70 minutes once again through Kozia. Then, a moment of madness from Philipson as he gets a red card and costs his team dearly. The 10 men struggle to hold on, and in injury time concede an equaliser.
Not good enough. Not good enough. That's a short review of what I think of that game. Not good enough. Listen, I know Football FC, they're a good team. A lot of pundits would have said a draw is a good result. However, the way we were playing before the red card, 2-1 up, looking in control, and then a ridiculous moment. 82 minutes, to get sent off on 82 minutes when you know your team needs you. Really, I'm really disappointed in him. I mean, he knows as well. We've had troubles in that position. In defensive midfield, earlier on in the season, we had him getting sent off, Philipson again. We had Mustapik getting sent off at one point. We tweaked things in tactics. I thought the matter had been dealt with. I'll be honest with you. I thought the matter had been dealt with. We've changed our tactics a little, our aggression a little. And for him to get sent off like that really doesn't do his future at this club any favours, I'll be honest with you. This is a problem position for us. We brought in Mustapik on loan mid-season because we've had no reliable defensive midfielders. And for Philipson to be given another chance today, and then for him to do that, get sent off, then they score the winner in injury time when we had 10 men. I think the way the game was going, we would have won that game if he hadn't got sent off. So I really do think that's at this stage of the season, when we're fighting for every point we can to finish as high in the table as we can, for someone like him to get sent off, that's really bad. And I'm expecting a full apology tomorrow from him in my office. I'm expecting him to apologize to his other teammates, because he's not just let me down, he's not let himself down, he's let the team down. We needed him. We needed 11 men on that pitch to hold out to that victory. He gets himself sent off and we throw away 2 points. So I am expecting a full apology for him, and I think it's no secret that we've lacked a bit of depth in that position in midfield centrally. And I think this has been a perfect example of why we're struggling. We've got a few positions like centre midfield where we're just lacking depth, lacking mature heads. So I'm really disappointed with him today. Disappointed not to get the win. But I mean, he'll be suspended for the next game, but I don't think he was going to be playing next game anyway. After that performance, he's got a lot of working to do in training, in preseason, to even get a chance of being in that squad next year, I'll be honest with you. So I'm expecting a much better reaction from him. I'm expecting the team to sort of put this behind us. Hopefully we can go on and get a win in our next game and put this behind us. So disappointing, but yeah, what can we do? Thank you.
In the next game, the team take the lead after Lushi plays through Pulido and he finishes nicely. It's a commanding performance, and in the second half, Pulido scores a second to win the game 2-0. With no defeats in their last 4 games, the team have now moved up from 9th to 5th. The next game was against top of the table Soho Scene, and unsurprisingly the team were royally beaten, 4-0.
I think we expected to lose that last game. I know that sounds a bit defeatist and the fans don't like to hear it, but we were playing Soho Scene, who are undefeated in the league, been top all season, won the league already. So we knew who we were playing against, the team that has a much bigger budget than us, a much stronger squad than us. And I think as an MFL manager, part of the job is kind of sometimes seeing those games where, let's be honest, there's very little chance of winning. This team have never lost all season. So we put out a weaker team, we expect the defeat, and it's an interesting part of MFL is understanding you're not going to win every game, accepting defeats, and almost preparing for defeats so you can save yourself for other games. So we've got Lombards next, who are 4th in the league, above us in the table, and we've now got a better chance of playing a fresher squad against them because we rested our first team players against Soho Scene, top of the table. So it's cases like this where you have to really make those decisions as an MFL manager, and that's where it comes on my shoulders. I have to study that schedule, the fixture list, and kind of pinpoint games where I think, okay, we've got really no chance of winning that, whilst keeping the mood of the squad high, because a defeat, no matter who it's against, always gives the confidence a hit. Nobody wants to lose games. However, it's my job to kind of accept we're going to have to lose some games. These are probably better games to lose than others. So it may be egg on my face if we lose heavily the next game because our players maybe aren't fresh, aren't match ready. And then maybe people will say to me, you should have played your first team against Soho Scene. And then maybe there would have been more confidence for the Lombards game. But that's what I get paid for. Those are the decisions I've been put here to make. So we expected that defeat. It was no surprise. The game before we were able to win, though. They're the games we're really aiming for. And Pulido scoring 2 goals. I think you've really seen how important loans are to us this season. We don't have the budget to have an entire squad of players that are from our academy or our own players that we've bought. So loans are very important to us. And last season and this season, we haven't always got loans right. This season, we've got a few boys on loan who are sitting on the bench most weeks. We haven't quite got the best loans all the time. However, this season with Mustapik, with Pulido, that's been 2 great loan signings in the mid-season window. And I think you saw that with Pulido scoring 2 goals the other game, that he's a quality player. And they're the type of loans that we'll be looking to make in the future. So it's another place for us to learn. It's another place for us to grow and understand MFL a bit more about how the loans can support us. But yeah, as a club, we don't really have the infrastructure to be able to rely on just our players to compete. So we need more players like Pulido. We need more loans of that quality. Drame has been another example this season of a quality loan player that's made a difference to us. So that's our kind of status as a club. We're very realistic. When we play teams like Soho Scene, we're going to rest our players because it's a game we can't realistically win. We've got Lombards next. They're 4th in the table. It's more of a realistically winnable game. However, a really hard game. They're above us in the league, but we've got a few games left of the season. We're still playing for every game. We've still got pride to play for. So I want to see my players continuing to play like that.
The match against Lombards is a stalemate until 82 minutes, when Kozia puts the team ahead. The lead only lasts 4 minutes though, as the game finishes 1-1.
Disappointed we couldn't win yesterday. We're playing against a really good team, Lombards. They're 4th in the table and we're 7th. So it would have been really nice to be able to beat a team above us in the table, and we were winning. We just couldn't hold on to that victory. So a real shame that we couldn't hold on. However, listen, we got a draw against a team above us in the table, and that's a good point. We're showing towards the end of the season that we're tweaking things, we're getting better, and I think we're building momentum for next season now. Really, there's 2 games left in the table, and I think 8th place and 5th place, there's only 3 points separating them. So there's still a lot to play for in that bracket of the table, where yes, the top 3 are looking like getting promoted. However, just below that, 5th to 8th, 3 points separating them. So it's a big difference finishing 8th and finishing 5th. That's a big difference at the end of the season in terms of the MFL you earn. So there's a lot to play for still. We've got 2 games left and we're 7th in the table. We want to finish as high as possible. It would be amazing if we could finish 5th at this stage of the season. But listen, all we're doing is doing what we can. We understand the other teams have still got to play games, possibly easier fixtures. We do have some tricky games. We've got 2 fixtures left. 2 games of the season. We're 7th and we want to finish above that. We want to finish as high as we can, and that's where we are right now. The players are out there giving it all. They know that we've got 2 games left. I think we showed a lot of fight in that draw against Lombards. A lot of people were written us off already, thought we were going to lose that game and possibly have no chance of finishing near the top 5 or 6 places, but we've proved people wrong once again, and we're ready to go for these final 2 games of the season.
The game against Ruby FC starts well, with Koja putting the team ahead. Koja then doubles the lead from the penalty spot. Just after the half-time break, Drame breaks through from the defence and scores a goal from outside the box. Ruby FC are given a glimmer of hope as they make it 3-1. However, that hope quickly disappears as their goalkeeper makes a mistake and Koja gets his hat-trick.
Fantastic win. Fantastic. I'm really proud of the boys. I'll be honest with you. I'm really proud of all of those players out there. Couldn't fault a single one of them today. Really professional performance. And listen, I was saying we've got 2 games, the last 2 games of the season. We want to win them both to finish as high as possible. We're not looking at what other teams are doing. I have seen that a few of the other teams around us also got wins, which is a little bit disappointing for us because with our last 2 games of the season, there was the possibility of us finishing 5th. But all we can do is all we can do. We can only beat the teams we're putting out in front of. We've got a really tricky last game of the season against Thorns. They're a top team. They're above us in the table. So we know we've got it cut out for us. But we've put ourselves in the best possible position by winning today convincingly 4-1. Fantastic scoreline. We know we've got 1 more game left of the season. The players are tired. I'm tired, I'll be honest with you. A lot of tired staff members out there, but we've got 1 more game. We need to rally the troops, get up for this last game, and then we can take that rest before next season. So yeah, really happy with the boys today. Looking really professional, really good win, and hopefully we can get a similar win in our last game of the season. Thank you.
The final day of the season starts well, with Polido putting the team ahead. Thorns then equalise and make it 1-1. Just before the break, a cross comes in and Drame scores a big goal. The team are in their groove and Lushi then makes it 3-1. It's a fantastic 4-1 win for the team, and the final goal of the season is scored by Koja.
Oh, I'm exhausted. I can't lie. Another MFL season complete. Season 6 in MFL is done now. We've had a tiring season this season, but we finished 6th, which isn't a massive disappointment. The media, the pundits, everyone was projecting us to finish mid-table before the season, and we finished exactly mid-table. So we've done what was expected of us. We've not really excelled beyond that. We've not done disastrously bad as well, but I'm an ambitious MFL manager. I set my targets high. I would have liked a top 3 finish, obviously, but I think looking at the budgets of our squad, looking at the quality of the other teams this year, I think it was always going to be hard for us. So we've learned some lessons this season. I think we were only one place off fifth and a few places off fourth. So if we'd have finished a few places higher, it would have obviously been a much better season. We would have earned more MFL. But sixth place isn't a bad finish. But we know where we need to improve for next season. There are holes in our team. There are holes in our tactics that me and my staff need to go through in preseason, really work out where we can improve, where we need strengthening, where we can improve tactically, different systems, different formations, all of that stuff. I'll be going through with my staff in the next couple of days. But I think we've earned ourselves a few days rest as the season ends. We can watch the rest of the leagues, how they play out. The playoffs have still got to happen. We still need to see how other teams are going to perform, who's going to get promoted and relegated, all of that good stuff. So we'll take a few days to rest and absorb all of that, see the cup finals, all of that good stuff. And then we'll get ready for season 7. But yeah, we've had a good season. I think if I reflect back on the season we've had, we brought in some new defenders. That was a big thing for us. We bought our own defenders. Last year, we were relying on loans for centre-backs and wing-backs. This year, we brought in 3 new defenders. And I think if you look at our top-performing players this season, obviously Koja, our captain, he is the highest-rated player this season. He finished top of the rankings. But if you look at the rest of the rankings, the 2 centre-backs are up there. We've got quite a few players that had a match rating average over 7 throughout the season. So I think we had quite a few players that performed well this year. We'll go through those stats in preseason with a fine comb and see who was performing well, who wasn't performing well, who was performing above their overall rating, who was performing under their overall rating, because both are valuable. And we'll be assessing our players in preseason. But I think we had a lot of good performers this year. We made some good signings. I think obviously Koja was our most improved player, easily. A lot of our players went up by 1 overall rating this season. We would have liked to have seen a bit more, but Koja, he went up a lot more than just the 1. So we're looking forward to him again next season. Hopefully he can keep progressing. I think in terms of loans that we brought in, I'll be honest, we had a mixed bag. A few of the boys started to sit on the bench on the second half of the season, didn't quite get involved as much. But I think if you look at Drame, I think if you look at Polido, and I think if you look at Mustapik, they are 3 loan players that did really well for us. I think they were the top 3 loan players for us that I'll signal out as being great examples of players that we want to bring to this club next season. They're the type of personalities we want. Good ratings, motivated players who want to come in and improve themselves, improve the team, and we'll be happy to do that next season again. We always welcome talks with managers. We'll be having a lot of talks with agents, club owners, managers in the pre-season break before season 7, and we'll be seeing what business we can do. We'll see what we can do with funds as well. We will be earning some MFL because we have 2 squads in our company organization, so we'll have a nice bit of MFL to spend at the end of the season. We'll hopefully be able to spend that on bringing some new academy players into the team, then seeing if they're good enough for that first team, and then building for next season. So all of the fun goes again. But yeah, we do need a few days, I think, to rest, to reflect, to be honest with ourselves, and to say, where did we do bad? Where did we do good? I'll be honest, I think as a team, we just weren't good enough against the teams that were slightly better than us or of a similar ability to us. We did well against the teams that were worse than us. We won those games, but we threw away too many points with games against teams that were very similar rankings to us. And I think if we can just work out those mistakes, tweak our tactics for next season, and improve in those areas, we'll have a much better chance of doing better next season. So I'm optimistic. I'm always optimistic. Bring on season 7 in MFL, and I can't wait to get going again.